Hello again, everyone. It's me, Nick Michalak, and the excellent Steve Frazier.
Hello again, everybody.
And we're resuming a commentary series because they've made a new sequel to the Scream franchise.
Jesus Christ.
You can go back and listen to all other four of them if you're interested. But we're covering the 2022 film that they just called Scream because of meta purposes and stuff like that. But for our purposes, we're just called Scream 5.
Okay,
That's
I like that.
Simple and straightforward, no confusion. That's it.
Scream, parentheses, 2022.
Yes.
Is
That's the one we're doing.
The official title?
We are doing that one today for a commentary. So, guys, if you want to follow along, you get your timestamp over to 0 and turn on your subtitles so we can keep track of everything that's happening in the film. So we'll give you a countdown to sync up, and let's see where things go. So in 3, 2, 1, play.
Hopefully you had you skipped over all those 36 intro things on this disc.
Yeah, I was a little
Good
much
Christ.
Paramount's a little thick on that. They've always been that way.
Yeah, they're very front-loaded.
Yeah.
Oh, God. It's not bad. It's just... I'm tired of the let's make a sequel and just call it the same as the original.
Well, when they announced that, writing off of the back of the thing they did with Halloween is like, if Randy shows up in this film live and well, I'm fucking gonna hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing they made me think, are you just ignoring all the other ones? Now it's just a sequel to the original or some bullshit like that. Thankfully, it's not.
It's not.
Everything's in continuity.
That's what makes it even more frustrating.
Right.
Is that, if they were going to just say it's a sequel to the original, or it's a reboot and we're starting over,
yeah,
then I could even kind of say that's fine.
Yeah.
But, no, it is legit the next one.
Yeah.
In continuity. And so why not? I mean, is there a marketing thing that says that the number 5 or 6 or whatever the fuck we're on at the end of a sequel makes it less marketable?
I don't
know
what
anymore.
I mean? Well, we can go through number 5s. We can go through Halloween 5 and Nightmare 5 and
all the 5s
Friday
were
5
terrible.
we care for. It's all right, but you get I actually liked Saw 5, didn't we? That was the one with Cat and Mouse with Hoffman.
I like that.
We liked that one.
I did like that one.
I mean, I get it from the perspective they're going to get to the film and all this stuff, it's halfway reboot, halfway sequel, meta commentary stuff. But the fact that kind of only the Halloween film did that when they're referencing other stuff like Star Wars and a few other things, they didn't just call it Star Wars, they called it a new thing. So it's I don't know, it's a half-baked marketing idea.
Yeah.
Now I saw a behind-the-scenes thing of the next one that are calling it Scream 2 with a Roman numeral 2.
Shut the fuck up.
It's so confusing.
So the person on the phone here asked for the mother?
The mother, yeah.
Okay, got it. Oh god, I'm so mad that they...
Track on this little
now they're calling it Scream 2 at the next one? That's
what the director's chair thing
the
says.
Trailer.
They might change that by the time they hit a trailer, but that they got a short window of time right now.
I don't understand.
Just switch over to a subtitle. I'm fine with that.
Oh, you mean like a secondary, below a colon, and then yeah.
Mm. I was saying, I was watching this and I found the audio track kind of soft on this thing. Cranking it up a lot more than usual.
Yeah. My biggest complaint about this franchise, I think, is that the killer always sounds exactly the same.
I mean, I get it in terms of some sort of franchise consistency of an identity for the Ghostface iconography.
Well, sure, but how is it that every person uses the same voice-changing gimmick?
Right,
and it comes out
exactly the same.
It comes out as the same robot voice.
I get
you know
that.
What I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
if you and I each, granted, I only have one vocal cord, but
sure.
If back when I had two, if you and I both did the same like talk box, we would sound like us.
We'd have different affectations. We'd have different tone of voice, stuff like that. Yeah,
right.
There'll be a scene later on that I have
an issue with?
A tweak about that.
Okay.
So
this girl's cute.
Yeah, Jenna Ortega. Most the new cast, I don't think I've seen them in anything else besides this. So I don't have much to say about them in that regard.
Well, so if we're doing a true like requel, as they call it in this film, then wouldn't they get somebody that's like really well known to be your opening gimmick kill?
That would be. That's the fine line you're dancing between.
Could they not have put like Selena Gomez in this role or somebody that's
I mean, it is the fine line you're balancing between what's part of what the killer's motivation in the film and what's the filmmaker's motivation to tie in with the commentary of the film.
Right.
So it's like, how on the nose do you get with doing that? It's very tricky. Right? None of the sequels actually really... The closest they ever did was killing off Cotton in the third one. A big franchise mainstay character off him at the beginning, but they never like brought in another like big name actor who would be like usually like a lead actor of a whole film instead of just a cameo.
That's a nice little twist, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice that you keep getting these big gaps between the sequels where you can have a certain progression of different things, where it's just the technology, how people work in a social environment and other things like that. They can start using that more towards the machinations of the killer.
It Follows, The Hereditary, and The Witch are three movies that I actually did not care for. It Follows I thought was okay.
I didn't. I was steaming mad about that movie.
About It Follows?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was okay.
I just felt
I had issues with it, but...
It felt like the laziest fucking filmmaking I've ever seen in my life. Like, everything's just ambiguous. It's all just implied. There's no definitive stamp on anything. It just drove me insane.
Right. Now,
everything's an implied moment.
The Witch, I thought tried too hard. And Hereditary, I actually saw... it came out on my birthday, and I went on my birthday, or it came out like the day before. I went on my birthday by myself, and the first, 30 minutes of Hereditary, I thought were jaw-droppingly some of the most fascinating cinema I've ever seen. And then it went off the rails, and it lost me.
Okay.
So, I don't really get that. Like, her generation loves those movies.
Yeah. And in that perspective, it's like, okay, we're all still talking, our generation, we're still talking about Halloween and Elm Street and stuff like that. Maybe a little later on as well, but we're not.
Well, that was a generation before us. Yeah. So,
I'm still talking about, like, these types of characters, they're a little more up on, like, stuff that came out, like, 3 or 4 years ago.
Right,
they're focused on that, and the older stuff, maybe not as much of a talking point for that.
Right. Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, you and I like the movies that were new in our era, like Scream 1.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know what was contemporary in the 90s, but... Or
not a whole lot.
When we were coming of age, so to speak. But, I mean, they're classics for a reason.
Right.
We fell in love with the Halloweens and Nightmares and Fridays and whatever. And those set the standard, and that's what we live by.
Yeah.
So, I don't have... that wasn't a stab, that was more of a slice. You're right, though, that, like, this generation would be up on... Her generation would be up on...
As you said, like the Babadook and stuff like that.
Right, which I did. I did love the Babadook.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
But, our generation liked the one before.
Yeah.
We didn't like the current one. So, it's a weird switch.
Yeah.
Like, like when did the people start liking the ones of their own time more than the ones
that came
before?
Or after.
Right.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that.
This is a nice thing, having this technology where you can remote Google Home stuff and all
Sure.
things. So it's like...
And, what I was going to say before about, the updated twist with the cloned phone, like you said, with technology being better, it's a good way to, like, it's smart in that...
Keeps it cutting edge.
They're trying to basically redo the first one, but have it be different than.
Yeah.
I still don't know if it's better than, but it's different than, which makes it okay in my book.
They're not just being tired with doing the exact same thing. They're trying to look at...
They updated it.
Hey, what's current now? Like, certain things we can use to our advantage to create a different style of tension, different style of scenario that people can still be relatable to now.
Right. It always drove me nuts, and I know we mentioned this in the other four.
Sure.
It always drove me nuts that every time that somebody puts harm onto the ghostface, that person is silent. That person doesn't react when they're hit or kicked or stabbed or punched or whatever. Verbally. There's no... Which would then give away the identity.
Yes.
And so I get it from cinematically, you have to have that person be quiet, but realistically, that person would have just like grunted or groaned when getting hit in the face or kicked or whatever.
Right.
And where do you find this knife over and over and over again?
We've gone through that every time. I mean, it comes... Again, it comes down to a fine line in terms of like, okay, they got the stab movies in the continuity. So like with Rambo films, like people make replica knives and stuff like that. It's a little weirder when a lot of the stab films are based on real events that happened within the universe. It's like someone still, like if someone went off and made like a replica of a Jeffrey Dahmer freaking murder weapon, it's very strange.
Right.
It's like still making people can still go off and just randomly buy the outfit off a freaking culmination of like 6 or 7 different serial killers right now in the universe. It's a little strange. Like no one's out there making a Gacy mask. The fucking spirit of Halloween.
No, they do have those.
No, just still bizarre.
But I see your
very
point.
Bizarre.
I see your point.
Any
more there aren't murder weapons other than just guns.
Right.
So,
I mean, it is a whole thing. It's like even the horror films that say, "Oh, they were based on a true story," most of them really aren't. Like Texas Chainsaw is like, the thinnest thing from Ed Gein. You had a few minor elements that you took a little inspiration from. It's not based on anything that actually happened. Between that and Silence of the Lambs and a few other things. Like
all
Psycho,
based on the same person.
All based on the same person. They have no real major resemblance between one another in terms of story.
Clearly, they named the character after Wes Craven. I insert eye roll here.
A little bit. I mean, they were trying to do it partially because of tribute, because the character gets killed later on, and they have an entire party at the end of it dedicated to his memory.
Well, sure, but
so I mean, that's what they're trying. I understand the sentiment, but
again,
it gets a little distracting.
Everything about this movie is too on the nose, which I believe is how I described it right after I watched it. Yeah, those blonde highlights are very callback to the 90s.
Yeah.
And here we have our new batch of idiots. Again, he just referred to himself as a jock.
Yeah.
Who, you know, like, it's so meta that it's distracting.
A little bit, yeah. My thing was like, okay, I think most of them are pretty good actors in this whole thing, well cast, but I'm not buying they're in high school. They look like college age at least.
This girl, Mindy, she's right up my alley. Attitude-wise, not necessarily attraction-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Old pink hair there, I like her. Hobbs and Shaw. Why are we doing this? Insert red herring here. Oh boy. I like the way that he looked down at her titties. As anyone would.
No.
No? What? You loser? Gone with the Wind is 4 of the best hours you'll ever spend. Maybe not, but it's a really good movie. Again, this happened in, well, I guess it didn't happen in their town, so, okay, fine. But this whole idea that nobody ever knows what happened. Like, nobody knows about the events that took place in the town, like, in the last 10 years. I don't know. It is very, I don't know what the word is. It's not refreshing. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Right.
But I like the idea that all other cinematic history is in canon. Yeah. I don't think that movies do that enough anymore.
Right.
It's like, you know,
or they do it
to them,
to an irritating degree.
Right. To them, they're not in a movie, but they're referencing other movies. So there is a certain charm about that makes it relatable to the viewer.
Yeah. I mean, it was the thing all the way back in, like, Jason Lives, when they have the two counselors in the car and they come across Jason's like, I've seen enough horror movies that a guy in a mask you need to run away from.
Right.
It's like so many times, like, all these situations in horror films, like, they act like the horror films don't exist within the universe.
Yeah.
So to realize something, you know?
The Estranged Sister.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm critiquing the backgrounds. I think it's a pretty accurate little hospital room that they've set up here. Sometimes it looks stupid.
Yeah.
here's the exposition portion of our show.
Yeah.
It does seem a little weird that this girl is very, like, defensive of, you know, the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, this girl is my spirit animal.
I feel weird that they're all high school kids, but they're clearly in a bar somewhere that anyone under 21 wouldn't be admitted into.
I don't think they're in high school.
Well, the fact that he ends up wearing a Letterman jacket from Woodsboro High later on in the film.
Well, yeah, but you get to keep those. They just said that the girl that got stabbed was 18. Or,
I don't know.
Or more, because that... When the... Oh, no, I lied. When the older one turned 18, she left, not the younger one. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't see any urine.
No.
I see motion like he's...
Yeah. Wobbling.
What? Christine? Cue the 50s music.
Yeah, he has a particular distinction. He was in the Elm Street remake. So I guess between two different versions of a Wes Craven franchise Wes had nothing to do with.
I don't recall him.
I didn't really... I was like, I know the name. I just couldn't place the face. It's like, oh, okay, well, never mind him. On that regard.
It looks like he's got a Jason Voorhees hockey mask tattooed on him.
They were doing interviews and everything. It's like he's got all these little things. Like he's got a tattoo that's kind of like, sort of like Freddy Krueger. There's another one that has Ghostface's knife on it. There's a tattoo on his neck that has Wes's initials on it. So it was a little... You don't have to go do those things because, I don't know.
I mean, that was a nice little stab.
Yeah.
Are they... So I guess that means they're not shoot tattoos. I thought maybe they were...
No, they're all drawn on for the film.
There's our classic wipe that we like. That's funny, right?
I like him in the film.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Today I just saw a sign because San Diego Comic-Con's going on. He's walking around San Diego dressed up as Ghostface in disguise right now.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Sharing it on Twitter. It's like, okay, that's fun.
That was today?
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be walking around in San Diego heat in a black outfit, but with a mask on, but that's your business.
It's a nice little cameo. I do like that they bring the cast back.
Yeah. They're doing a little digital work on him, but they had some behind the scenes footage. He didn't look all that much different. He had a couple more wrinkles, but he was mostly looking about the same as he ever did. As good as Neve looks. And
she was hallucinating him, but I don't remember why.
Well,
is it revealed later on?
Well, one they're mentioning that she's off her antipsychotics.
Sure, okay.
And the fact that we're going to reveal here, Billy is her father, illegitimately.
Got it.
The whole breakup of the family thing was the fact that
because of that. Got it.
She revealed all this stuff, and it blew up, and she ran away.
And you think, oh, well, how could that possibly be? But then you realize it's been over 25 years since the first one. You're like, oh, shit.
It doesn't always feel as long as
I'm old.
Yeah.
I have a friend that attended the San Diego Comic-Con this year. Unfortunately, she wasn't there today. As we record this, it's on a Sunday. So she was there for the Thursday, Friday, Saturday portion of it and came home today.
Big, heavy parts, yeah.
I wonder how long this guy was.
I don't know. It was just
cosplaying as himself.
Yeah, I don't know. They just someone just shared it today on. I like that they brought her back from the fourth film. Hicks.
The cop?
Yeah.
Well, she's been around for longer than that, no?
Well, she was only in the fourth film before this.
Okay, I thought maybe she was in one before that.
But I didn't even realize it when we were watching it. That's Marley Shelton. She was in Valentine. She was the lead in Valentine.
Oh.
The one with Boreanaz.
Yeah.
The girlfriend of him.
Right. But she plays such a different character.
Oh, yeah. I was like, 2 and 2 didn't come together for me whenever we were watching that.
Sheriff, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Must be some small county town, then. She ain't got no green jacket. I'm not respecting her. What is that walk? What's wrong with you, Hicks? That's my kind of humor. There is some sort of physical resemblance between them.
I was going to say that they're cast very well as actual sisters,
right? Although
even though we're about to
half-sisters,
reveal
right.
that they're just half sisters. Half sisters, they just have a mother in common. But since we never meet the mother,
right? Well, who wouldn't read them? Come on, they're in the attic and they're old. Do people still, keep diaries? Is that still a thing?
no,
I mean, I realize it's mostly
not really.
a feminine characteristic.
I just have Instagram and Snapchat.
Right,
Really.
you're right. Like, there
it's
is
not
no...
the same anymore. Like, I couldn't even figure out what the hell to do with Tumblr. I just shut down the Tumblr. It's like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with this platform for, the last 7 years.
It's weird. Like, all diarying is just Twitter now, right? Like,
yeah, uh-huh.
Like, you just put your daily thoughts and comments on the Twitter.
Vlogging is more the thing, yeah.
Right,
that
yeah.
too. Just, yeah.
The acting's pretty good.
Oh yeah, I think both of these are really well cast.
The acting on that girl is even
she's
better.
really good.
The eyes there. I think that's the bad reaction, but it's weird. Like, I guess I don't know how I would react. But I also don't have any siblings. So I don't know.
It's almost like she's telling her big sister, you really don't have the right to come back into my life and just wreck it all over again.
But
you walked out on us. You almost
well, I get that, but
yeah.
Tara asked her to stay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
almost as a way, like, let's try to mend something in the wake of this
tragedy,
horror, and everything. And I was like, now you're telling me it's more reactions like you're the one bringing this upon me now because you could have said something or something like that. I don't know. It is a little complicated. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Whoever's doing this is doing it because of you. So I'm suffering because of something that happened to you. So it's a little... You can understand knee-jerk reaction stuff.
That was a little on the nose for me. This is the part in the horror movie where you want to tell the characters to get out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you to get out. Like, okay, we get it.
I like how she performed it. Get the wrong actor that sounds cheesy.
You're right. Yeah, the delivery was better than
you have to have
it could
good
have
delivery.
been. Yeah.
I mean, Neve alone has given some dialogue that would be a challenge for other people, but she nailed the hell out of it, made it sound awesome.
Yeah. I'll still never forget that day that I met her. Ooh. She's a 10.
Oh.
She is a 10.
Oh, man. Can't wait.
I mean, even now, you know, she was a...
Yeah.
Dare I say, she was a 9 in the original Scream, and she's a 10 now.
Oh, yeah.
An old boy here is just a delight, isn't he?
Oh, he's fabulous. I was thinking, why haven't they put him in a WWE Hall of Fame, you know?
Well, they might. I'm sure they will.
They put worse people in who've done less for the industry.
Well, that's because you sign a contract, and, you know, it's very... I don't know, it's showy. They're actually, there's no validity.
People have done the thing and then walked out and dumped their freaking plaque in the freaking hotel room. They don't give a shit.
Right.
They just want the money.
Right. You get a payday and you get a ring and you get...
Yeah.
I mean, to some people it's legit, and to other people it's...
just another car payment.
Right. I was stabbed 7 times.
Someone's keeping count. It's not like Dr. Loomis.
Right.
You know?
That means she was actually stabbed 6 times. But when they reshot it for this one...
The editor kind of mucked it up.
Right.
You know? Just like, come on.
That is one of the worst continuities in horror movie.
Like, you already have one... Why did you re-edit this? You had it perfect the first time.
Right.
You had to fuck it up. That line I didn't care for when I was watching it. You don't need to tell the audience. We already know. Come on.
Right.
Believe me, I know. They know. He knows. The audience knows. You don't have to tell it.
Right.
Let them act the moment, not speak the moment.
Shit, this is funny.
I just don't take Dave Arquette over Sam Elliott.
Ooh, not me.
Not right now. Right now I would.
No, I don't think so. I'm Sam Elliott for life. Okay. What I don't like, again, is, like, okay, so the rules thing is a running gag throughout this franchise.
Yeah.
But in this movie, we have to do it twice. Once from him, and once later on talking about the requels, quote unquote. Yeah. So it's like, Jesus Christ. We get it.
Yeah. I like it better from him just because, like, this is a guy who lived through the experience. This is the way it always tends to go down. These are the way how the killers operate.
So, here's another thing that always kind of drove me nuts. When they talk about surviving stab movies, the stab movie is based on a real event that took place and happened to him.
Yes.
So, why wouldn't he just say, like, I don't know, like, there's this weird, like, you're not surviving the cinematic replication. You're surviving the real-life event, quote-unquote.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
It's weird. That's what I'm saying.
Also, they're going to get into, because in Stab 4, they were talking about Stab 7.
Right.
And now in this one, they talk about a Stab 8, but it has nothing to do with the events that happened in Scream 4.
Right.
The events of Scream 4 never got adapted into another Stab movie.
And why would they? Because as far as the continuity goes, it was only ever based on the first one, right? And then sequels were made off of that.
I think it was like the first one, they never explicitly stated what happened with the events of Scream 2 in that regard, but by the time they get to Scream 3, they're making Stab 3. It's all very nice if there was, like, I don't know, something. We could get a little bit more detail, because they like... it's all... lineage of Stab movies gets so vague and...
It's like the Saw franchise.
Undefined, yeah. So... Now, the peculiar thing is, okay, they mentioned Mark as her husband.
Okay.
The only other Mark in the franchise is Dempsey's character from the third film. I don't know for certain. I think they said he's coming back for the next one. I don't know, but she's not coming back. Because they didn't give her the price that she asked for.
Well, okay.
So I don't know. That's what the fans are saying. Like, they picked up on saying they said Mark. Mark in the franchise, but it's weird.
I don't think that would be a thing. I just don't.
It seems weird.
It's just a random name they made for her husband.
That's what the fact that there's nothing in Scream 4 that would even reference the fact that they had any communication after the events of the third film.
Right. Unlike that shocking revelation that I had about Halloween 4.
Jamie Lloyd.
about Jamie Lloyd being Billy Lloyd. Right, Billy?
Jimmy Lloyd.
Jimmy. That's
Jimmy
right.
Lloyd.
Jimmy Lloyd. God damn it. It still blows my mind.
Yeah.
The subtitles are writing it out S-I-D. Is that correct? Is her name S-I-D-N-E-Y?
Yeah.
It's not S-Y? Okay.
It is.
Okay. Little stuff like that drives me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Really? That's the text you're going to send?
To the ex-wife.
And then that one.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But it's so...
It's Dewey.
Yes. This is so good.
It's so very consistent all the way back to the original
brand.
film. Where
on brand, as the kids say.
In the original film where he's kind of an overgrown boy or whatnot, trying to act more like a adult, serious cop, and he's still a little goofy and everything, love-struck. In the second film, he's still a little... playing the same thing, basically, but he's a little more tough, a little more assertive towards Gale, and it's great. It's perfect.
He's more confident,
They grab the little awkward beats of the character.
And that's really a key. Like, when you're writing something, nobody does it better than Stephen King, writing characters, but... like, know your characters and be consistent with them.
Mm-hmm.
Our uncle. Like, is that necessary?
I don't think the connection with these characters is any bit necessary whatsoever.
know. I never remember this actress's name.
Heather Matarazzo.
That's it?
He showed up for like 2 minutes in the third film.
She's just a great character actor.
Yeah. But I guess it just implied, like, okay, she married a black man and the kids are
maybe.
Was it interracial? I don't know.
Yeah.
Mixed race is what I'm getting at.
That's well done. Well done.
Maybe you're the cure because that cut deep. That's a good line.
Yeah. Heather Matarazzo, the actress there, she's a good character actor. She's been in a shitload of things. No relation to Gaten Matarazzo, the star of Stranger Things.
Okay.
Who has a mother named Heather.
Okay.
And there was a lot of confusion that this actress was actually his mom, but that's not the case.
Yeah.
"4chan and Dreadit." That's true. Yes. Yes. Nightmare on Elm Street, thank you very much. And this is so annoying.
Yeah.
Well, no, it doesn't. All of it. All of it. Everything she says is so on the money.
Yeah.
Basically. As much as I hate everything that she just said, it was 100% accurate.
Yes.
Which makes me hate it even more. You know what I mean? Like, I hate it because it's true.
I'm a bit more hung up that's like, okay, Randy's niece is also like exactly like him. She's also a freaking... She's also the rule expositor. She's the movie freak. She's got all the exact same lines Randy would have if he was in this film. It's a little too just... It's a little too much on the nose.
That's what I said.
It's a little too much.
That's what I said. Go back and read my Twitter from when did I watch it? April?
Something like
that.
You watched it about a month or two before I did.
Yeah. So look it up at Elgin Film Guy. Scroll up a long way back to March. I do think that guy does a great job.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who he is.
Jack Quaid. I've
never seen him before.
Nothing I'm really familiar with anyone in the film. It feels a little too digital to me. There's something about it. It looks a little fakey.
But it's also hallucination, so maybe it's fine. Now,
I've always been one of those guys like depicting hallucinations like I just never understand.
Well, because you've never hallucinated.
Well, yeah, it just never feels like it needs to be more stylized or something like that to me. It just never seems like people like put enough sort of like dementia into the moment in a certain way in terms of visual presentation.
Okay.
This feels like another person just random standing there or something.
Well, yeah, because to the hallucinator, it is reality.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah. I think it just should play a little bit more, slightly more dreamlike. Like they're not just like always just standing right here in a certain place. They could jump around the room or disorient them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's a little bit more to play to make it a little bit more towards the psychosis.
My question is, if she didn't even know that Billy Loomis was her dad until 13...
18.
13? 8, maybe.
Something.
Something like that.
Something. I think it's whatever.
Maybe 18.
There's a lot of years passed on this thing.
At what point would she have a visual memory of him in order to hallucinate from? You know what I mean?
Aside from just seeing like a documentary on the TV, like they took the still from on the TV there.
Okay, so that's really just the whole thing?
But also she's it's a little... She's seeing him exactly as he was in the climax of the first film. So the only way you get any of that is to actually see, like, crime scene photos. So it's a little... Because the thing is, they're showing us still that it's a production still from the first film when he was still alive, but in the middle of the climax of the first film. So that's... someone needed to do a little extra work on that. I mean, you had him there. You could have posed a crime scene photo or took like something from like a yearbook photo or something. It just seems weird. It's like he's done it with all the blood makeup and stuff like that with a white shirt. It's like, who took this photo in the middle of him doing the massacre in Stumacher's house?
Right.
You're dancing in weird places here.
And everybody's related. This is what you know what I mean? Like
it's a little overdone.
Right. Like all of
I said, you don't need the stuff tied into Randy's family. It's not necessary. It doesn't add anything to the film except for the meta aspect.
And why does this kid have to be her son?
Yeah.
And like everybody's related to somebody.
Yeah.
And that's annoying as fuck.
Yeah, it's a little overly convenient for everything to be just intertwined directly into everything else. Because we glossed over the whole thing, but tatted up guy. He's the son of Stu Macher's sister. So that's the only reason he gets killed in the film, because of that. He's basically Stu Macher's nephew.
Which one?
Postmodern. The guy with the tattoos.
Oh,
at the
okay.
bar with the facial hair.
Right.
He's post-mortem Stu Macher's nephew. And that's the only reason he's involved with the film and gets killed for any reason whatsoever. So it's just like, it's not necessary. It's just there to constantly poke at the idea of legacy characters.
It's
so
annoying.
To be connected back to someone who was involved with the original massacre.
And that retcon, or whatever you call it, is just...
Right.
I mean, it's so unnecessary. Mm-hmm. Again, just tell me a good story. Or, if you really want it, I don't know, like, this requel thing just, it sticks in my craw. But he's related to somebody that was in one of the other movies, so that's enough.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that the killer, the communicator of the killer, is like omniscient. Like, is he guessing that she's not going to make it in time? Is it, you know what I mean?
It's more baiting.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great little visual.
Oh, yeah.
I liked the framing. Like, they didn't stay on it long enough, but I loved the framing of the full house in the background.
Wider shot.
The wide shot, yeah. And
because
actually...
it's a slightly different thing for the franchise. It's a daylight kill out in the open.
Right. And, you know, honestly, I don't know why, but for some reason this one really struck a chord with me because, like, the kid's upstairs taking a shower. Mm-hmm. and his mom's literally murdered on the front porch.
Yeah.
And I thought about that. Like, that would be so awful from this guy's point of view that I don't know.
It further enhances the dread following him around the house now.
Yeah, I don't. There's something.
Because now the killer doesn't have to rush it. He's got all the time possible.
I don't usually have empathy in life or for characters, and there's something about this one, like the unknowing murder of the mother right outside the front door. That just it's unsettling for me. Like, it hurts more than normal. It's weird. I'm such a mama's boy. Love you, Ma. Not that she's listening. Although she does dial him up once in a while, I think, just for fun.
Okay.
Not that she's actually watching along with the movie. But.
No.
Ritz Cracker Tin. That's just for show, because I don't think they've made those since 1987. Little soy sauce, sriracha. What are you cooking, dude?
She was going to pick up the Chinese food.
Oh, I see. Ben & Jerry's.
A lot of product.
Choco Taco.
And the baking soda. Arm & Hammer.
You gotta have one of those in the fridge.
Yeah.
Place it every 6 months. One in the fridge, one in the freezer. You dummy, don't you know how to use that thing? Kids today...
Yeah, you got no skills.
No, they're just used to it being in the door of the refrigerator.
Sure.
I do envy folks that can take a shower and not have to dry their hair. Which I realize is most men. Yeah, those frosted tips are outdated.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't dislike it. I just
seems very 20 years out of date.
It reminds me of high school.
Yeah.
Not that I sported that look, but many people did. Yeah.
That'd be a photo to bury somewhere. Oh, nice.
That's good. I like it.
I saw the behind the scenes. That's an actual prosthetic. They didn't digital that thing.
Oh.
It's really well done.
I mean, practical effects for the win every single time.
That's largely how Wes would have done it, man.
It really looks good.
He would have called up K&B and say, "Hey, I need a little gooey stuff here."
K&B.
I don't know if we did the work on this one.
That N stands for my friend Nicotero.
I'm just saying. That's who Wes would have called. He called the best.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
I don't think
K&B did this one.
I don't think they did this one, but
so. Okay, so you know all of that emotion that I was just talking about? They fucked it up by not revealing to him that his mother had been killed.
Right, that needed to happen. Maybe he should have opened the doors, seen it outside,
and then closed.
Turned around, get attacked.
Yes. What a wasted.
Yeah.
Blow off.
Yeah.
Like, here I just spent 5 minutes talking about how much it affected me.
Yeah.
And the characters just didn't even know.
Don't get the moment for the characters, yeah.
Why? That's bad writing.
She's still going off the bad facelift.
Yeah, she doesn't look as good.
It didn't age well.
No. But it is kind of interesting that her character would have absolutely gotten plastic surgery.
Totally, yeah.
So, I mean, it's like life imitating art or whatever.
I just would have expected it to be better.
Well, yeah, she's got the money. That was the, I didn't make it as well as Aniston did, so I need to make myself feel better by...
Yeah. These two actors are still so good together.
They are. And now at this point, in real life, they're divorced.
Right. It was... Because I went back and watched the fourth film. I still had to keep flipping around my head. Okay, by the fourth film... Cox and Arquette are no longer together,
That's
but
correct.
the characters still were.
Yes.
So now in this film, they are not.
Correct. Which is on brand for the stab.
Right. Yeah. It's
that they follow the...
It was just flipping around in my head too much.
They are, like, in my mind, I want the real-life Cox Arquettes to behave like this. And I don't know if that was the case.
I don't know. But the fact that they can still pull this chemistry out so well.
Honestly...
shows towards their professionalism. They can handle whatever fell apart between them on a personal level. They're still very excited to work with each other.
Agreed. That's a good line.
Yeah.
I think there are the lines that are good in this movie are great.
Oh yeah.
And the lines that are bad are awful. You know what I mean?
I just love this whole scene. I mean, the fact that right there, he couldn't handle it in New York. He ran out in the middle of the night and.
She looks bad.
Yeah, when she tries to emote, it's not working well. It's not agreeing with the facelift.
Like if you just cover up everything except her eyes,
yeah,
it's wonderful.
Yeah, just
her eyes are beautiful.
Yeah,
but you go a little further south and
it's all just too stretched. That's blatant. They must have got a lot of money off of product placement on this one, man.
Well, everything is an opportunity to make money.
Yeah. Or
he made a poor choice, though.
8 different products featured in this film as it is.
He made a very poor buying decision and did not get the stuffed crust pizza, which is still the best thing on the menu at Pizza Hut, because everything that they sell went to shit, except that.
Mm-hmm. Well, Sheriff's dead. There's not much you can do right now.
Right, exactly. What show was that?
Dawson's Creek.
Oh, okay.
Which was created by Williamson.
You know, I never got into Dawson's Creek.
No, it's not my thing.
I didn't know if that was one of those, like, meta... Like, one of the actors in it was somebody that was, you know, somebody...
Well, no one that was featured in that moment, but Joshua Jackson was in the film studies class in the second film with Oliphant and Kennedy and whatnot.
Yeah. So maybe a callback without it being an overt one?
Just because Williamson created the series and he's still an exec producer on this.
Well, executive producer is a vanity title. It means nothing.
Producer of some kind. I don't know if it's exec or whatnot. I don't know what. I've got a fucking box here if I can read this thing.
If you have the title executive producer, then you are...
just a money man.
Right. Well, no.
No, he's executive producer.
Producer is money man.
Yeah.
Executive producer is a thank you title.
Yeah.
So it means nothing.
It's usually the guy is like, I just told you to go ahead and make the movie at the studio.
No, that's the producer.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, before in the franchise, Bob and Harvey Weinstein, they own the studios.
Right.
They're the ones who tell you just go make the movie.
Right.
And we get credit for shit.
Executive producer is very much maybe you talked somebody into being in the movie, so it's a thank you. It's totally a vanity title. It means
that's
nothing.
very much Steven Spielberg on the Transformers movies. He's not really involved with them.
Not at all.
He's just writing a check, maybe, or just hitting a stamp on something. He's not really there doing anything.
No executive producer is actually like even on set. Mm-hmm. Usually, it's a thank you. Mm-hmm. It's a title card thank you.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
I mean, some executive producers are more involved than others.
Yeah.
But
which is different on TV. Executive producer on a TV series basically means you're the one running the show. So I don't know why there's all these different hierarchies of
it's become less and less over the years. Because you're right, executive producer of a TV show usually meant showrunner.
Yeah.
But in a movie, it means nothing. It's the exact opposite.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now,
what the hell
I've started noticing on TV shows that executive producer lists are growing and growing and growing.
I've seen that, yeah.
And so, to me,
it's overbloated.
With the development of long-form television, we're treating TV more like movies. Mm-hmm. So, if you notice, they started calling them showrunners and not executive producers to distinguish the idea that an EP is basically
a
nothing.
Creative force or something,
Right, nothing. Ow.
Did want to clarify something because, as we've talked about Tony Caesar and our Wes Craven stuff and various other things, is the weirdest thing that on IMDb he was credited as being a stunt coordinator on this film, but I shared an interview with you some time ago. He specifically said he was not involved with this film whatsoever, so I don't know who's screwing around with his IMDb listings, but he had nothing to do with this film.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah. Because I got excited. Now, this was the scene I had the problem with the voice changer thing, because usually we're hearing over a phone.
Right.
Which you can play maybe a little bit of ambiguity on how that falls out, but we're in the scene with them, with the voice changer, and the other character.
That's built into the mask?
Apparently, or something. But it would just seem a little harder to kind of pull that off, that you're not getting a mix of the two different voices.
And also, isn't this one a female?
As we reveal, yes, it is.
So, like, we're assuming that that's not a spoiler alert, that we've already seen the movie. If I remember correctly, it was one guy, I think the Richie guy, right? And
Richie.
And
the other Mikey Madison girl, one with the little smooth features and the dark hair.
Yes. Not the sister.
No.
So in that case, this is a girl.
Yes.
And you're telling me that the girl with the mask is going to sound the same as
right.
the guy with the mask? She also is like 6 feet tall.
I was going to mention that, it's also a thing like, when you can two different killers with two different heights and body types, and you're using the same stunt person over and over again, you do kind of beg these differentiations.
Now, you could make a case that in this scene, this is actually Richie, who has...
Well, no, because
I'm saying they could have switched. He did the pretend knockout in the room, and then the other one the girl gets thrown away, and then...
Oh, no, I think he's already down the hallway with the rest of them.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it was possible to do the double switch.
They could have if they wanted to play it that way.
Which I think would have been more whodunit-like and confusing. Which,
yeah.
Aw.
Oh.
He's
so good.
I love him.
Oh.
And again, it's a well-written character.
Oh, yeah.
But an even better performed
Oh, yeah.
job.
He's up to the task completely.
Mainly because he's not a badass. Like, he feels very everyday Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Ow. The spine.
And the gut.
And the gut. Oh, and that... Oh, that's good. More practical effects.
Mm-hmm. And you see the vest there.
And Gail on the phone. This is poetic.
Yeah.
And really...
That's your midpoint.
Yeah,
it's a little past it.
A little
though.
past.
It's a little past it, but the start of the sequence, I'd say, would be that.
It really does feel like we should be almost done with this movie, and now...
There's another 50 minutes left,
We're only halfway to... Good thing for her, she's got a natural frown from her bad face. This is really well done.
Mm-hmm.
Stylistically.
Yeah.
Really well done. No dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Very little music. Or not over-the-top music.
Yeah, right.
Subdued.
Mm-hmm.
I like that the killer said it's an honor.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I was just thinking back to that,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought that was a good line.
Oh, yeah.
Again, the good lines are great lines.
Yeah. Because he's the one who's been wrecked by every single one of these freaking killers, stabbed and shot or what the hell, anything, whatever it is.
Right, he's
the one who's scraped by the skin of his teeth every single time.
And also helped, like, put an end to each of them in his own way.
Yeah.
Oh, see, it's funny because we're at the midpoint, and now a legacy character has died, so now we get the legacy cast portion, where it's almost like a main character switch, a little bit.
Well, tad. I mean, their protector is now dead, and now they have to avenge him.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure that they just made up a name.
Yeah.
Way too much makeup on that bitch. Way too much.
You better painkillers. There you go.
Even the Terror Girl is wearing makeup in the hospital bed. Whatever.
Yeah.
I know whenever I'm in the hospital, I make sure it's part of my daily routine to put my makeup on.
I'll tell you, when I was in the hospital this year, I looked like fucking hell.
Well,
I couldn't get a shower. I couldn't get shit.
Yeah, right. She
my
looks
hair
great.
was a goddamn disaster zone.
All of a sudden, now she's buddy-buddy. That's a really stupid thing to think. Maybe it's not that stupid. There's gotta be a psychological phenomenon of offspring or relatives of people that have done bad things that wonder if that
psychological genetic
discord
predisposition towards psychotic behavior.
Right. If that, is in some way hereditary.
Yeah.
But I feel like saying I'm afraid I'm going to end up like them without having any sort of seed of
right behavior or something. Yeah.
Like if your dad is an arsonist and burned down everything and then whatever and then but you have no interest in it. Why would you ever think that maybe I inherited that? But the minute that you have start doing something that shadows the behavior, then you could think that.
Yeah.
But this girl is not actually murdered anybody or wanted to murder or thought about murdering. So why would she be concerned that she is a murderer?
Yeah, it's a little off.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if I explained that well enough, but I hope I did.
I mean, redetailing her story, okay, she goes up the attic, finds all this information, then she kind of has a major emotional reaction to where she kind of lashes out at the mother, and the father is there at the same time and finds out this whole thing that the mother lied to the father, that she's not actually your daughter, she slept around with someone else and lied to you all these years, and it kind of broke the marriage. And then,
ironically, that's what's happening to her.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm trying to redetail her story about what happened to kind of figure out why she thinks this way.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that it's her own. Well, what I was getting at, it's happening to her because it's her boyfriend. That's
right.
That's.
But no, I'm just talking about. You're talking about her thinking that she's going to turn out like Billy Loomis.
Right.
So I'm just trying to redetail the progression of her character. That after she lashes out to the mother in the presence of the supposed father, she lashes out towards the mother, and then the husband hears the whole thing, and that breaks the marriage apart. Then Sam goes off, and she becomes kind of a delinquent and drives wedges between everyone in the family. Then she runs off.
Yeah, but that's a different problem,
right?
Than...
But I get that she's like she ruined the family and stuff like. I just get that she's in an emotional roller coaster of some sort that she can't grasp what's going on, and she's goes into a downward spiral of sorts.
I am not doubting or denying or refuting that at all. I completely agree with that. But at no point did she ever think, I want to kill them. And then, oh shit, maybe I'm a murderer just like my dad.
But then she starts having these psychotic breaks and hallucinations. The only thing she hallucinates is Billy Loomis. So you can see where she's coming from on that whole thing. If she keeps having hallucinations of the psychotic fathers she never knew, because of all this shit that's going down in her life, of course she's going to start thinking, I'm a psychopath or something like that, because she has to take antipsychotic medication because of hallucinations.
That's a good line.
Yes.
I like him.
Yeah, he's great. He's got all the comedic timing right down.
It's this one, right?
Yes.
Okay. who is short as fuck.
Yeah.
Hey. Cheez-Its. Cheez-It, excuse me, there's no Z. I love the old flashlight phone. You're wearing platforms?
Boots of some kind.
Well, you got to be wearing. Everybody has to be wearing the same boots.
Yes.
So that
as
there's
we established in the first film.
right. Oh, Coca-Cola, Hellman's. Everybody got paid on this
Big old
one.
fat check from all the food companies.
Unless you're one of them. Great line. There is a sense that everybody could be in this.
Yeah.
And I do think that that's really well done.
Yeah.
And Williamson wrote this one as well?
No, he did not.
Oh, he did not?
He
Okay.
did not. But it was the whole thing like Mystery wasn't as good in number 2 because they also had to change the ending on the fly because the script leaked out. And 3, we didn't have many good things to say about 3 at all.
3 is terrible.
So this one, it does feel like they took a lot of time with certain elements of it. I think they drew out a couple of nice characters. I think they cast them better than they wrote some of them.
Yeah.
Like this guy, I like this guy. He's got some qualities to him. They liked him so much on the production that they spared his character.
Almost 100% certain. Almost 100% certain.
Let's just have sex out here in the open. Who cares? It's fine. That's great. Yeah, back on the girl and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to go up in the room and have sex with you because you might stab me.
And those two are, Mindy and that guy are siblings in this? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're both nephews, or niece and nephew to, what's his nuts?
Randy.
Randy. Yeah.
Which, speaking of such things.
I don't know why she would be so... Okay, here's another thing.
Right.
If my uncle were brutally murdered and then fictionalized in a movie, I don't think that would be my favorite movie.
Well, you get killed in stab 2, not stab 1. Just to say. Just so we're clear. He doesn't get killed until the sequel.
Well, still.
I'm just saying. I'm just clarifying for the audience that we're clear on our continuity. Ballroom with the candlestick.
You got it. I can't wait to debut a new t-shirt that I bought. I'm going to keep it a secret now, but it's Clue related. This is a nice little touch when, because he asked her to do the share location, and she said no, right? In that opening scene when they were talking about the jealous boyfriend, whatever.
No, I didn't catch that.
Okay. They were suggesting maybe we should do like family share the location so that we could all keep track of each other.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm pretty sure that she was the one that said no.
Okay.
Because, you know...
If one of you is the killer, now you can find out exactly where I'm at.
Right.
Yeah, double-edged sword ideas. No.
Oh no. Did he get stabbed in the dick?
Nearby, I think, like the inner thigh.
Okay. Just don't stab a dude in the dick. That's not nice.
Mm.
Dudes need dicks.
Mm-hmm.
I like that because we've all had a scene in our
Sure.
own lives where like your hands are wet.
Yeah.
I mean, not blood, but you know, water even, and it like won't do what you want it to do because there's a bead of water on the phone.
Yeah. I do think like you could have just turned it off, like the whole phone turned it off.
Does that work?
I'd imagine it should. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have I don't have an iPhone, and B, I don't have anybody to share a location with. So, I like that shot.
Yeah.
That's a good shot. You know, I got to give credit to the stabbers in this movie because the stabbers are all very quick and and repetitive, jabby. And I feel like every time in a movie,
they're trying to go for the big swing,
big
theatrical thing.
It's very It's over the top. It's you know, it's not quick.
Right.
And those looked realistic and terrifying.
Yeah.
Maybe I like this movie more than I'm letting on. I don't know. I did like the fourth one, as we discussed.
I rewatched it. It's like, man, it's still really goddamn good.
And I will say that I like this one, I think, probably better than 2 and 3.
I was jockeying for position between this and 2.
Yeah, I feel like I would go 1, 4, 5, 2, 3.
No, 3's always at the bottom.
Well, naturally.
Never don't even try swinging by 3.
Please get the fuck out is such a great line. I'm saving your life, I promise.
No,
in retrospect,
that's wonderful.
In retrospect, that's great. Saving your life, thank you.
This weird goddamn thing. I was watching the behind the scenes featurettes they had in this thing.
Yeah.
And I swear they must have been filming more stuff for the fake movie, the stab movie we watched, because I grabbed the still. They were reenacting Stu's death in the film.
Oh, I see that.
But that doesn't end up in the movie at all. Because that's exactly the same sweater he was wearing.
Right, we're looking at a production photo on his phone here.
Yeah, if you look at the featurettes on the Blu-ray, you'll find it. It shows up for about 5 seconds.
Can we share this in the comments or whatever?
Maybe post it on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly where, but look for this photo that we're showing right now.
I just snapped a picture off the TV. So
yeah, I do that all the time.
But it's like, that's weird because that doesn't end up in the film. It's just fun and peculiar. Why can't someone hallucinate Matthew Lillard? Come on. It's much more entertaining. She's got way too much going on the makeup front. The other one.
Oh yeah, I like the hair.
The eyeshadow's too much. It feels weird.
Yeah, I like the hair, but everything else got to go. The skirt's a great look. Love that.
It's whenever she closes her eyes, it looks like she's like no pupil.
Yeah.
It was very, very distracting.
Yeah, the eyeshadow is really...
And it's too thick.
Over the top, and it's silver.
Silver, yeah.
She looks way worse here than she did at the beginning of the movie. And I don't know why. Like, at the beginning of the movie, she was very attractive in the daylight, and now...
Yeah, I just...
Maybe it's because they dolled her up for the party?
Probably. It's all caked on.
These two have great chemistry.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And which one is related to Stu? I'm confused.
The one that was related to Stu was the guy with the tattoo.
Right. So why is that girl in...
Because one of the killers now lives in the house.
No.
Yeah. Her parents bought the house.
No.
Yeah.
Come on. See, this is way too much. It's the dramatization of her own family member.
Yeah. Which is like, okay, he was already doing that when he was watching Halloween, the first film. Now we're watching the recreation of the thing while she's watching it, doing that thing, and she's related to the person that's being depicted in the damn scene.
Can I get that written down, please?
How many layers on this fucking burrito are you going to put on here?
There goes an $89 lamp.
The only thing I figured out to excuse anything in the scene is the accuracy of the depiction in Stab, because they had the little hidden camera thing from the news van to document it. So that's the only reason why it's like dialogue verbatim and they are in the exact same freaking outfit. Otherwise, I'd raise all kinds of hell on it. I'll split up and draw straws.
Or two of you.
Is there anybody else in the house?
There's nobody else in the house.
No, there is, or no, there isn't. Jake or who is going to show up at the front door?
Oh my God!
The kingdom of heaven is at hand. We ain't just whistling Dixie. Your souls are in danger. Our lives are in danger. You beaten.
Why she gotta have a gun?
Yeah.
Well, Gen Z, right?
Oh well.
That's the flavor of today's day and age.
You got too many people still alive. You gotta off them quick. Aside from Scream 3, but we don't talk about that.
Well, no, because it's horse shit. What, she got a steak knife?
Something. It's better than a letter opener, whatever she's got.
Another great line.
Yeah.
Coke, Diet Coke, and Sprite.
Now, the interesting thing is they didn't actually go back to the house. This is all on a soundstage.
Well, if you remember from part 2 or 3, where they recreated...
3. Yeah. Rebuilt
They rebuilt the house.
To reenact the first film.
Right.
Great moment.
Great. So she's gonna die on the lawn for Dewey?
You have a phone, you could call a friggin' ambulance.
Hashtag die for Dewey. I loved that pullback shot.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not this one, but before when they told her that she was
pulled and twisted the camera around a little bit.
Yeah, that was very...
It felt a little bit like a West shot.
Elm Street, yeah.
It felt a little West.
Absolutely. That was Elm Street all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like dream sequence Elm Street.
Oh yeah, it's like you wake up and you don't wake up, but you realize you're
in
inside
the house,
freaking Nancy's house and everything.
Right.
And
yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
That like gave me all the feels of like old school horror movie.
Yeah.
Even though it's so ridiculous, the context. Sydney just shooting doors down.
Yeah. She ain't fucking around anymore.
No,
man.
she's got a leather.
I like it.
Once you hit a certain degree of badassery, you get a leather jacket.
Oh yeah.
Just stay right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because clearly, if she's taped up, she's probably not the killer. But maybe not.
Never know.
Maybe it's a trap. So, this whole inside of the house is a soundstage as well?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, because as I said, they were recreating everything like down to as much of a millimeter as they could.
They did a great job.
Yeah. I mean, when I was thinking about it, it made sense because I mean they're shooting this right in the like height of pandemics time, so it's probably logistically a lot better to just build this set instead of trying to like go back to the owners of the house. Oh, can we have like 100 people running around your house in the middle of this whole pandemic stuff and everything?
Yeah.
I imagine that'd be a little harder to negotiate. He's really great.
Oh, that's very Halloween right there.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it's Ghostface.
It's Ghostface. I like the thing before, it's like, I think I'd come out when you're shooting fucking doors and shit. What the fuck?
You're shooting everything.
He is really a piece
he's
really a piece of gold in this.
Yes, it's such a great character.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Looking back on this, I don't recall how it is or why it is that he's even involved in this, but...
Well, let's give it a few minutes here.
All right. Ghostface is suddenly 8 inches shorter.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like...
No, it doesn't sound the same. Especially when they're in the hallway at the freaking hospital.
Right. Ow.
If you ever get stabbed, it's usually best to just leave it in there.
Right.
If you take it out, then you start bleeding all over
Right.
the place.
Well, the fourth one was pretty good. A lot of Coke and Sprite in this room. I could go for a Coke.
Nice.
Fandom is very toxic, by the way. Another great line. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you got to keep having new people have the same idea and copycat. There's nothing worse than copycats. Except the movie Copycat with Sigourney Weaver is delightful, if you haven't watched that in a while. Really great movie from the late 90s. And, I mean, how well did that work? You brought her back multiple times. She's been in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movies in the overall franchise.
And she's died twice.
And she's died twice. And probably, is she going to die a third time?
Fuck, although I have any goddamn clue.
Oh, God. Now, in a real situation, like, let's take a real, murder. Would they spend this much time talking?
Expositing, yes.
Just for the sake of telling the victims the story?
Yeah. To stroke their egos.
A nice little, I don't know, a character flaw.
Yeah.
There she is. Nice, well done. Gail's over there bleeding like a stuck pig.
Yeah.
Can we get her some help, please?
Yeah.
Ow. I like that the movie still paused,
Yeah, still paused
on that scene.
Which again makes it even weirder that they were trying to reshoot that sequence
where
from
did,
the original.
Where did Mindy go?
Mindy.
I
know who you're talking about. I don't know.
I mean,
the fuck did she go in the movie?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Because Ghostface attacked her, and then she got away. That is good.
Oh.
Ow. Great. I mean, good acting on this girl's part, too.
Oh, yeah. He's still so good.
He is great. He's kind of a knockoff Chris Pratt, but it works. I like this. I like this shot here.
Yeah.
And she lands on the fire. There's Tony Caesar.
Right,
maybe?
that was like would have been nice if he was.
That, I mean, about the same size.
Would have been nice.
Another Coca-Cola, very well prominently placed.
At least it's a nice nod back to the stunt in Elm Street, I guess.
Well, yeah, there's an homage to like every movie in this,
sure.
right?
Except Shocker.
Well,
Dewey wasn't giving not enough of a limp.
no.
You need to be dragging that foot more.
Did that little girl call somebody a pig fucker? God damn it, that's such a great... I love Shocker so much. Available now in the archives if you've not seen it with us. Now, that doesn't go well with me. That
hallucination sees something that she doesn't.
Right.
Yeah, that's dancing around things a little too much. Is he a ghost or is he a hallucination? Come on.
And either way.
Yeah. It's a little...
Oh shit! So good!
Stuff right there, man.
Now that, it looks like real stabbing. I mean, it's a little dramatic, but she is also...
realistic, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking shit.
God damn it. Normally it's one or two, but she's really...
Caught all the way.
No, see, that doesn't... No. He wouldn't be able to talk.
Definitely not doing it now.
I'm saying he had to go through one cheek. It probably touched his tongue.
She's been
or his
stabbed
teeth.
in the chest through the lungs, probably. Yeah, it's a little...
Yeah, there's no way that he could talk and be quippy enough to...
Right.
It's good blood, though.
Oh, yeah. So Wes would have liked it, man. I mean, 4 was real bloody, man. Real bloody.
In a good way.
Oh, yeah. Just
so good.
Not even bothering, man.
The brains. I don't like that his head moved after he got shot, but whatever.
Well, I think the last one went right underneath the chin through the head.
And there's our Chucky moment.
Oh.
which is stupid because there's no way.
Yeah, she already got shot as it is, so yeah.
Right, there was the shot, and then she was fully burned.
Yeah.
Fully engulfed, as they say. Where the fuck is Mindy? There she is.
Yeah.
The thumbs up. Her brother's dead.
Oh, that was him.
Oh, I thought he died.
No.
Oh.
Like I said, they liked him so much in the production, they spared him.
I see. Which
they did for Arquette in the first film. They originally were going to have him dead, then it's like, oh, he's too good. Let's just shoot an extra bit where he gets carted off.
Yeah. That kid's what, 15, working on the ambulance there? Now, is Cox coming back for the next one?
She's the only one, yeah.
She's the only one, okay. I wonder how they're going to write her out of this. Sydney. Moved away, dead.
Don't kill her off screen. Don't fucking do that. I mean, the whole story was like she wanted a certain amount of money and they wouldn't pay her for it. Because apparently she's gotten, like, back end on all of the franchise, nothing extras. Like, she deserves it. Along with Courteney and David, I mean, she's made this franchise what it is.
Agreed. I would put...
She's worth every goddamn penny she asked for.
I would put her 1, Arquette 2, Cox Arquette 3.
Yeah. Yeah. And apparently they're setting the next one in New York.
Shut up!
Ghostface takes Manhattan. It's going to be on a freaking cruise ship for fucking an hour and 20 minutes.
I quit already. Nope.
Woodsboro Regional Medical Center. That Vince McMahon named that.
100%. It was clearly a sticker stuck on the back of the ambulance.
Because in the fourth one, it just said Woodsboro Community Hospital.
Right. Now it's a region.
Yeah.
I mean, which makes sense because that even looks like a.
Yeah. Someone noted that the landscape and everything looked digital. Yeah, it's showing itself a little bit.
Yeah, this is
because they weren't doing wide shots anywhere in the whole time, so it's like it's a little clear that was.
I like the idea, the concept of this shot.
Yeah, it looks a little stagey.
For Wes.
There you go.
Oh boy. Directed by 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
Written by 2 people is more acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Kevin, sure. Produced by, these are the people that actually made the money.
On the set and doing
Kevin Williamson, happen. All of these people, Kevin Williamson had nothing to do with this, but they gave him an EP credit because the characters were based on...
Mm-hmm.
Here's, all these people are thank yous. Brett with 2 T's is weird. Mm-hmm. Chad Keith is a bad name. Hey, you're an editor. What does the ACE stand for in... because I can never figure it. It's probably...
I don't know specifically, if you get,
I know it's probably the union.
Yes,
but I don't know what it stands for.
For cinematography, if you see ASC, it's American Society of Cinematographers.
Right,
so it's probably some kind of denotation of that.
Right. I just didn't know what it stood. Like, clearly the
AC,
E
I don't
is
know.
editing. But I don't know what the American something. But I never looked it up. I thought maybe you knew.
Yeah, I don't know offhand.
Jack Quaid is he related to the elder Quaids?
Dennis Quaid is his father.
Okay. Yeah, Skeet doesn't look very good now. Reggie Conquest is a great name. Chester Tam, bad name. And
Bad
then,
hair, too.
Yeah. Special billing for Courteney Cox.
All three of the originals.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
God, she was a
She
delight.
looks better all the time.
She's a delight. Oh, my God. So, yeah, I don't know. I wish it was over, like the franchise was over so we could officially rank them.
Yeah.
But
ongoing rankings.
What's that?
Ongoing rankings.
Right. We just update it every time. So, yeah, I'm gonna go 1, 4, 5, 2, 3.
Yeah. 1 and 4, same thing for me. Just like 2 still got some really exceptional sequences, like when they're escaping the cop car after the crash. That's a really great sequence.
Well, number 2 has Jada Pinkett Smith, so it automatically makes it the worst, other than 3.
Strikes down. Two, at least for me, 2 still has a couple of sequences that are really good. It just like it needed to be shored up a little bit better. Very exactly what the fuck they wanted to do with Liev Schreiber and the whole thing, where he just randomly shows up in different scenes out of nowhere with no justification. The whole thing where they were in the soundproof booth and Dewey gets stabbed. It's got great imaginative, inspired sequences.
Agreed.
The story was a little loose, and the killer reveals were a little weak.
I just think that
1, 4, and 5 have the best killer reveals.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not saying that it was dog shit the third one.
Oh, no.
There's a very large gap between the bottom and the 4 above it.
Oh, yeah. Straight up.
I don't think anybody's wrong. Like, if somebody says 2 is their favorite or number 1, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to shit on that. I think any order of the 4, as long as 3's at the bottom, then we're copacetic.
I was trying to rewatch too, but the Blu-ray looks so bad now. After watching how good the 4K the first film looked, the second one just looked really
lucky
awful.
You, there's a 4K coming out.
Exactly. So it's like it'll be a lot easier to sit through and enjoy it next to the first one.
So many credits. So many credits.
Oh, yeah.
Catering assistants get credits. Back in the day, it used to just be catering by.
Yeah.
That was it.
You didn't have to list the guy who's slicing up the freaking pizza.
Right.
End crawl by the end. There you go.
Well,
nice and straightforward.
Screw you, the end.
Yeah.
Note to self, if we do a movie, let's get the end on there to do our end crawl.
Music was done by Brian Tyler, who came back on and did the Rambo films after Jerry Goldsmith passed. And he's really goddamn good. So the other ones are all done by Marco Beltrami, but Tyler picks it up and runs with it just as fine.
Something there was written by Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, that was because from Scream 2 onwards, they borrowed this track that he did in Broken Arrow, but used it as Dewey's theme, because they had it on the temp track. It's like, we like that so much, we'll just license it. So they brought it back. They didn't use it in 3 or 4, but they brought it back here.
How interesting is it that there's a COVID compliance team that got listed as credits on the movie?
Oh.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
As far as I know, everyone came out of this one pretty unscathed. As far as I know, they didn't have any weird setbacks in production for it.
Well, another one in the books.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed that they're calling it Scream 2. Fuck them. We'll be back for that one later.
Hopefully they'll change it by the time the trailer hits, but God knows.
See you later.
So thanks for joining us, and look forward to more. Bye-bye.